fastest 2 hours in radio.
Rules in action. It's up to each one of us to know the rules and follow them. Follow.
All systems go.
The Morning Edge. With Fox 2's Vic Faust, Chris Knight, Angela Sharp, and Eric Johnson. The Morning Edge starts now.
And happy Friday to you all. It's March 18th. Friday, March 18th. Time to rock and roll. Angela, how are you feeling on this Friday wet morning?
I'm not going to be speaking today. I'm just going to be using sound effects.
That's awesome. Hey, Chris.
What?
You should be able to
Ask
tell
me how
my
I
hair
feel
is cool.
today.
How do you feel today? Oh, yeah? How come?
Wait, Chris, how do you feel? Do you need one of these buzzers?
I do. Can I borrow it?
Hey, it is Friday, though. That's the good thing. It's been a long week. It's been a great week. We've had awesome weather. I think it would have helped if the sun would have been shining this morning.
It did feel like it was extra dark today when I left my house.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
all
the
right.
temperature's okay.
Temperature's nice. That's right. You walk outside and you're like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Right.
And we're not supposed to be cold for a while. I'm going to say it. I think we're done with really, really cold for March.
I was going to say,
snow.
so there's two little moose, like stuffed animals that sit in my window, and they're like
The window of what?
my house, right? And so the one has a sled, and the one has like fur boots on. Like they're very winter themed. And I was like, guess I should take the moose out of the window.
That might work.
Maybe put a bunny or something.
But anyway, you've come into the Edge, guys. Happy Friday. We're glad you're here. Hope everybody had a great St. Patrick's Day. Would love to hear what people did, if you had any. I went to the station yesterday and told all of our St. Patrick's Day jokes and made people laugh all night. People loved them. The hardcore news people, the newsroom. You walk in, we have the quietest damn newsroom ever. I like the old newsrooms that you see on TV shows, and there's hustle, there's bustle, there's movement. It's very quiet in our newsroom. It's too quiet. Literally, you could hear a conversation. We have a very compact, old newsroom. One of the smallest, oldest newsrooms I've ever worked in. And you can hear somebody talking about their stuff like 4 rows over, but we're all smashed in. So everybody's really quiet. And of course, I always come in, hey, what's up, everybody? So I was going in telling all of our St. Patty's Day jokes. And I couldn't tell the women the driving me nuts joke because that would get me fired or put on suspension for sexual harassment. But I told a couple guys, and they were just tears in their eyes. Hey, is that a steering wheel you have in your pants? Yeah, it's driving me nuts. Oh, my God.
That was a good one.
She's going to have to call us on Tuesday and tell us how that concert
a
went for
listener
her.
who was listening loved
That'd
it.
be
Said,
cool.
that sweet woman. And to hear a woman tell that joke with her voice. And you know another joke that went over great, absolutely great, was the Eric joke. What do you call an Irish spider? A patty longlegs. People just dying. Loved it. Loved it.
Wow, I missed that one altogether.
You missed that yesterday? Oh,
Yeah.
you had an Eric moment.
I missed it, yeah. I had an Eric moment. Sorry, guys.
They were good. Todd Bodigger says, would be nice if my neighbor took his Christmas lights down.
Your neighbor and I are kind of, I don't have my Christmas lights up. I took those down, but
Where do you live, Todd?
my Christmas moose. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
So it is Friday. We're welcoming you into the show. We'll get through all this. It's good. We're glad you're joining us. Hey, no need to be outside. Listen to us wherever you're going, working, whatever. Jump in. Fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. Chris Knight's here. Angela Sharp. I'm Vic Faust. I'm sure Eric will be here at some point in time. Maybe if I told him we had a guest at 8:25, he'd be here on before then. So, Eric, if you're listening, We have a guest today.
I like how we communicate to Eric via the radio.
Via the airwaves. We know you don't answer your cell phone, so.
He doesn't respond or read text, I don't think.
Oh, Michelle Barnett said she missed that Eric joke yesterday, too. I'll say it again. What do you call an Irish spider? A petty long legs. Ha, 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 ha. I loved it. I did like that one. Why can't lawyers, or why aren't there very many Irish lawyers?
Why?
Well, because they just can't pass a bar. Ha, 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 ha. What do Irish ghosts drink?
Oh, I remember that.
Booze. These were all good. People laughed. They liked him in the Fox 2 newsroom yesterday. And the one I wanted to tell everybody, of course, driving me nuts, steering wheel in my pants. I couldn't say. So,
Yeah, hopefully she calls us on Tuesday and tells us how her concert went.
by the way, I didn't get into this yesterday, and I should have, and I'm sorry. It was too late for us to jump into the Dogtown Parade. And I didn't cover that the last 2 days because we had some people asking. That's why we weren't there. It was too late. But as Chris always likes to say, next time, next year. We'll get them next year. But Dogtown was absolutely amazing yesterday.
Yeah,
super packed for people who went
packed.
there. Did you make it?
I was down there, yeah.
Okay. The crowd shots that we had Drone Fox flying over the parade. And it looked as crowded as I've ever seen it.
Well, you know what they've done this year that they hadn't done in years past is they blocked off a lot more of the roads leading into, like, how the heart of Dogtown is. It's really, really packed with cars on either side of the street and everything.
And it splintered off.
Yeah, so they blocked a lot more of those roads in than they have in the past, which probably was a good thing for the people because then people were just kind of out wandering about. I also did see literally busloads of police officers switching shifts so they could be walking around through the Dogtown area to make everything safe and great. So, yeah, I think they did a good job with it.
That's great. Fantastic. I was glad to see that. Coming up at 8, well, so if anything crazy happened yesterday, if you guys did anything, let us know. Jump on the Facebook line. You can catch us on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Once again, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show. Go ahead. Jump in. Comments, questions, whatever, where you want to take the show. It's a free-for-all Friday. We do have a plan. We have an outline, but we'll do whatever you guys want to do. If you want to give Angela a call, you can do that. The phone number there is 636-695. 2915 636 695 2915. You can also catch us at viperrocks.com. Take us on the go wherever you go. Viperrocks.com. 825. Old friend of the show, Missouri Highway Patrolman Dallas Thompson is calling us. That'll be in about 15 minutes. We wanted to get Dallas on. Too many damn police officers have been dying. They've been shot at. The instances are increasing. The encounters with suspects have increased, being shot at. Just in the last week, 3 more officers have died just in the state of Missouri. I mean, that's just in the last week. Not even being just shot. Ones who've died. So he's going to talk to. He'll talk about that. There was also a major accident in Cape Girardeau yesterday morning. I mean, we're talking about traffic being backed up for 13 hours, 14 hours. Tractor trailers overturned. Happened yesterday because of fog, is what we're hearing. And there was also a 13-year-old boy. Sad story. I don't know if he was out for a joyride or what. 13-year-old boy caused an accident in Texas yesterday, killed 9 people.
Oh.
College kids from sports teams. Their bus was hit. Just sad. We'll get into it. Kimberly says Charleston, not Cape. We were told it was near the Cape area. So if Charleston is not near Cape, I apologize. I thought that
it's in that direction.
It was in the same area, Kimberly.
It's in that direction.
That was what the AP report had. So just to let you know, it's not that we don't care or know the area. That's what we were told in AP last night.
Mississippi County. It's down there.
Mississippi County. Yeah.
It's right before you go into Illinois.
So
a little bit south of Cape.
Yeah, we'll talk to Patrolman Dallas Thompson about that. Coming up at 9:30, I'll show you some of the before and after pics. It's hair time, baby. It's
I'm
Friday.
excited for the hair time talk.
The Hans Wyman to show that it's real. It's amazing. Now, it can be expensive, But
I would imagine it's stupid expensive.
you can finance it though, which
Oh, you
was great.
can?
That's what I did. I invested in it. Best thing I could have ever done. My hair's still growing like a chia pet. It works. It's your own hair.
I like that you just called your head a chia pet.
It is. It is. It's like, bam, new hair. I didn't think I was going to be growing hair. And oh, no, here you go, Vic. So we'll be talking with Jody Burrell. She's calling us from Florida this morning. She's their national consultant. And I got to know them through going through the process. So we'll talk about what happens, men, women, who they take care of, the doc, why St. Louis is so good. You don't need to go other places. It's amazing. So I'm a believer.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My hair's still
Well,
growing.
I mean,
I'm
love
about that with
I'll take the hat off and go.
how you are about your hair is how I am about my teeth.
In what
because I was
respect?
well,
Your
I
teeth
was
are still growing?
your teeth are the whitest teeth I've
right.
ever seen
no,
in my
I
life.
was scared to get. I have implants.
Yeah. No, he got the.
Okay.
I
You
have
couldn't
implants.
tell?
I didn't know that. No.
Really?
Look at that smile.
I thought this whole time I've been in competition with you and you didn't know because you have whiter teeth than I do and that really irritates me. But I didn't know that they were implants.
My point in saying this is, if I had to do it again, I would. How about you?
The hair.
If you had
Hell
to do,
yes.
yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go get the teeth next time. I'm going to get
Are
the
you?
teeth.
Let me see your teeth. You
I'm
got
just
good
kidding.
teeth.
I know. They're fine right now. JD thought that was funny. I said, Gia Pet. Yeah, that's what it is. Your hair just, you water it and it grows.
Zachary want to know if he'd get a shout out for his cornhole tournament in Moscow tomorrow. You can if you call in and give the details. How about that?
Yeah, let us know.
Call
You got a
in here.
cornhole- We'll give you that time. No, Jeannie, 13 and he was in college. No, a 13-year-old was driving and killed college kids who were in buses.
Terrible.
That's what happened. I mean, it's one of the worst things you can imagine. A 13-year-old out driving and causes an accident that kills 9 different people in Texas. So we'll get into all of that. Plus,
did you see what AOC did yesterday?
yeah, I did. Do you have that queued up already?
I do. Do you want to play?
Let's jump in. Before we go, we also got to give you the other. I mean, I know we're letting everybody know. We had another Joe Biden moment yesterday.
We did.
Angela just sunk her head.
It's becoming an everyday occurrence.
I guess I don't know what this one is yet. So
And the
I'll
problem
wait
is
before I say
that
anything.
national media refuses to cover it. I've always complained, and I'll always be fair. Be fair, be fair, be fair. But the national media will never be fair because it's biased. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, the national media always leans left. And it's sad. Tell the full story. Show the full excerpts. We don't get the full excerpts. But you do here because I go and I look and I find and I know where to look and I know where to find it. One of the most racist things I think I'd ever heard was, and I don't know if he meant to say it or not, was President Biden about a year and a half ago during election time. He said, unlike the African American race, the Hispanics are a very lively, very intelligent people. Look it up. I talked about,
do remember that.
and I could, and nobody played it nationally, and I'm like, that is one of the most racist things I think I've ever heard anybody say, much less a president. I don't know if he meant it. I don't know what, but he said it. And I didn't think that he could attack a race of people that bad ever again. Well, he did yesterday.
Drew said, Vic, there's more important things to talk about than Joe Biden making mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
Drew, I don't agree with
Yeah,
that.
until it's somebody that you don't like, Drew.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
So I guess it's all right to rip your race then, Drew?
Right.
Maybe, and once again, and just because you may be all right with it doesn't mean the rest of your race is. And Drew knows exactly what the president said about his African-American race.
Yes, he does.
It was racist. It was terrible. It was unfortunate. Well, yesterday, President Biden, and once again, we feel bad because he shouldn't be at the mic talking, even if he is considered, quote, the leader of the free world by title, whether he is or we are or not anymore. He managed to insult the entire Irish race yesterday. If you're, I mean, it's over the top bad, and we'll get into it. You'll hear that too. That's why I said we got a lot to get into. Don't go anywhere. Did you want to play AOC now?
Sure.
Okay. AOC, Congresswoman AOC, had a moment yesterday where she was comparing.
Now, what was this on? She was on interview. She was on a. Okay.
No, you'll see. Yeah, and we're gonna. Are we showing the video of it, or are we just?
We'll do that when we do it again in the.
Okay, she was doing a Zoom interview, and she was talking and comparing how fossil fuels have hurt indigenous people. How they're hurting indigenous people. Here's AOC.
Missing and murder of indigenous and Black women in the United States. Today, I want to discuss part of this crisis that is all too often overlooked, but whose evidence shows that there's a very meaningful connection here. The correlation between fossil fuel extraction sites and abductions and murders of indigenous women across the United States.
That makes no sense to me.
Unbelievable.
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
No.
But I don't even know.
I mean, just listen to this. This is absolutely crazy.
Indigenous and Black women in the United States. Today, I want to discuss part of this crisis that is all too often overlooked, but whose evidence shows that there's a very meaningful connection here. The correlation between fossil fuel extraction sites and abductions and murders of indigenous women across the United States.
What?
So where people are taking fossil
It makes
fuel,
zero sense to me.
people are being abducted and killed.
Yeah.
I don't see how those correlate.
That's what this woman holds in office, which is very scary. Because if that makes sense to anybody, let me know. Aaron Bland says that AOC actually had an Instagram post about Ukraine, Russia, and the potential for nuclear war that made sense. Yeah, how could you screw that up? That's an easy post. Everybody knows that.
Drew Collins could get that.
Jason says, you guys going to talk about the 8 GOP congressmen that voted against banning trade relations with Russia? I did hear that too. I'd like to get to the specifics of that and know why they did what they did and have a reasoning for it. The problem with a lot of the things that happen when it comes to votes, it's not a specific vote. I'm not sticking up for anybody. This is just how it works, and I see it in news where you may accept or you may sign off on some sort of bill, but it's not just the bill. There's a bunch of other things that get stuffed into the bill that you don't support or that you do support. But to get what you want or don't want, you have to go along with the greater portion of the bill. And anybody that follows politics knows. Now, if it was a specific one deal and they voted against it, I'd like to know why. That's a great point, too, my friend. I appreciate you bringing it up, Jason. And then on the whole issue of insulting an entire race of people, I don't know where it came from, but I want to make sure we try to get to her. Roberta says, Vic, your own network crucified Kevin Steincross for a slip of the tongue. The president needs to be held accountable. I do feel the president needs to be held accountable. I agree with you. Fox 2 did not crucify Kevin Steincross. The community did. The groups in St. Louis threatened a lot of things or said a lot of things that had to happen in St. Louis if Kevin Steincross was not around. It was a bad situation. It was a slip of the tongue. But as many people testified to when that whole situation went down, people of color, they say, you may say it's a slip of the tongue, but you don't know what we have dealt with in our life. You may agree with hearing that. You may not agree with hearing that when he had the slip of the tongue with Martin Luther King. So, yeah, it was a terrible situation all the way around, especially if you know Kevin Steincross and you know his heart. So, yeah, it was tough. That was a tough situation for everybody involved. It's not great. So what we'll do, we'll get into all that stuff. We'll take your calls again, 636-695-2915. Share the show, 100.7 The Viper. You know what we do. It's a free-for-all Friday.